You know who it is. Where are you?
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, crap. We're supposed to do a show tonight, right?
Yes, we're supposed to do a show tonight. Get your ass in here.
All right, Mr. Leroy, I'll be there. I'll be there as soon as I can.
You better get here as soon as you can. Freaking loser.
Guess what, shift heads? It's time for the Leroy and Earl Show.
When you are down, I can turn it around, fireman.
Alrighty.
You got it bad, feeling lonely inside.
Welcome to the Leroy and Earl Show. I am Leroy,
And I am around.
and Ricky's not here at the moment. He will be here. He's supposed to be here, Jack Ball. He stood me up. He's coming back from his vacation in Florida with his girlfriend, Tanisha. I believe that was her name. Anyway, so this is the Leroy and Earl Show, the adult cartoon podcast. We are live on YouTube right now, and in the background, watching a little Motley Crue show live from 1983, way back in the day when they first got started. And, excuse me, I threw that up there because I just watched The Dirt on Netflix, and I found that fascinating, interesting, and all that stuff. So anyway, as always, when I sit down to do this dang show, there's technical issues. That's the show, right? So I apologize. I'm not on the YouTube chat if someone is there. I'm going to try and get there in a second. I would have had that loaded up already. So anyway, on tonight's show, we got some news. I got a special news feature I'm going to roll out. And yeah, I'm not monitoring YouTube tonight. Sorry, Michelle, if you're listening. Maybe next week if I do it live. I don't know. I maybe don't the live thing. And anyway, so you can call me at 330-474-9833 if you want to talk. And later on in the show, after the news segment, I'm going to do something that I had planned on doing from day one on the show. And that is play clips from one of the greatest, if not the greatest, radio personality that has ever sat behind a microphone. Now, if you're thinking Rush Limbaugh or someone else, you're wrong. Yes, Rush Limbaugh was famous. Yes, he made a lot of money. Yes, he talked a lot of politics, and he got people, whipped up, like Glenn Beck and some of these other people. Okay, I got to take Motley Crue out of my range of vision, or I'll just keep looking at him. No, his name is Phil Hendrie. Hendrie. If you've never heard of Phil Hendrie, and I know the Face of Dave has, Face of Dave is the only person to ever listen to the Leroy and Earl show from day one, starting back in 2015, that realized that me, not Earl, got my inspiration to do this kind of show from Phil Hendrie. Now, I don't do anything, I don't compare to Phil Hendrie. I mean, I'm like a tiny baby, trying to talk, and Phil Hendrie's like an adult philosopher at a college. That's the difference between him and me. But I've listened to him since the 90s. He was on terrestrial radio for a long time. He was very popular in Miami, Minneapolis, and then he landed in L.A. Excuse me. Got a little congestion going on there. He landed in L.A., and that's when I lived out there during that time in the mid-90s, and he was phenomenal. He's a phenomenal radio guy. Hilarious. He made radio fun for me. And that was the day when talk radio, AM talk radio, was huge. So he actually had a drive time spot on KFI in Los Angeles, and that's when and how I listened to him. So what he did was, he did voices like I do, but he didn't use any kind of, hey, it's about time you got here. Sit down.
I'm sorry, Mr. Leroy.
Well, how could you forget you're supposed to be here? When did you get back from Florida?
We got back yesterday afternoon.
So you got back yesterday afternoon and you forgot.
I just got confused, man.
Look, this is your first big break, and you're blowing it. You're blowing it. Your first big break.
I know, but I'll do better tonight on the news.
Dude, why did you say that? It's supposed to be a surprise.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do news tonight.
Great. So Ricky's going to do the news. Thanks for showing up, mister. You're about as bad as Earl. You know what I mean? Coming in late.
He's gonna be mad.
He won't listen to this.
That's true.
All right, so how was the trip anyway?
Vegas. We went to there and saw the good time.
Sorry, he's looking at me with that look like, because we had this discussion before about every time you say something, I laugh at you.
I know, and I don't. Whoa, sorry, I don't understand why.
We went through this. You do understand why you just forgot, right?
Yeah.
I laugh because you say stupid things and you say funny things, and I can't. I'm trying to be respectful of your idiocy, if that's how I could put it. Can I put it that way?
Yeah, you can put it wherever you want to put it. I just wish I could carry out a simple conversation with you. With you not laughing at me every 20 seconds.
I did good that time, right?
You did. That's better.
So tell me about your trip. Come on, man. Just let me laugh. I will try to not laugh, but I'm going to laugh. But I'll try. How was the trip?
We had a good time, and my girlfriend Tanisha, the only thing that was bad was she got sunburned really bad.
She got sunburned.
Yeah, she fell asleep in the sun when I was at the bar, and she got burnt bad.
I thought your girlfriend was African American.
She is. I don't what.
Can African Americans get sunburned?
Well, you tell me, big guy. You're African American.
I've never been sunburned. So how long was she out there?
About 6 hours.
6 hours? You were at the bar for 6 hours?
Well, I was at that bar for 6 hours, a while, but then I got lost trying to find back to the beach.
So you got lost for 6 hours. She fell asleep and got burnt. She didn't have any suntan lotion on?
Well, I think that's what I was supposed to get. I remember now. We forgot the suntan lotion and the hotel room. She said, "I'm gonna lay here. You go get it. It's like 2-minute walk." Well, I thought to myself, I'm gonna get a beer on the way. Well, the rest is history.
So she fell asleep waiting for you, right? And got terribly burned.
She survived. It's okay.
Was she mad at you?
No, a little bit, but she knows what she's for in store of when she does the Rickster.
Now that was funny. I can laugh at funny things, right?
Yeah, that's fine. You can laugh at funny things. So can I do it now?
No, relax. We're still in the beginning of the show. You don't need to. The big news tonight was I was going to let Ricky do the news for us. You know, like Tuna used to do the news and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd give Ricky a shot at the news. I mean, this is your first major, break, man. I mean, you've been on the show. You're the host. You're the co-host now, and now you got your own spot as a news dude.
I'm terribly excited. I would like to thank
Shut up. So anyway, real quick, we got a question here from John in, where is it? Maricopa County. I don't know where that is. I'm trying to figure out where the heck that is. But anyway, we once in a while get questions from people around the country who want to know. They want to know why Ricky's never on camera. Well, Ricky, want to explain that?
I'm camera shy. I don't like to be. I don't like it. So I'm never going to be on the camera.
All right. So if you're watching live on YouTube, and if Michelle, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Again, couldn't get to the YouTube chat, and I don't feel like trying to get on there now. I know what you're thinking. How hard is it? Just click some buttons. Well, there's like 16 things going on in front of me right now, and YouTube's changed their stuff around to where when you go to YouTube, you know, and you go to your page and you want to listen live, there's like this beta thing that comes up, and nope, I found it. Never mind. Oh, I gotta mute that though, or pause it or whatever. Okay, I'm in now, Michelle. I think I'm in. How do I? Bear with me 1 second, people. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. I hate doing this stuff live, but it's the show. You know, it's what we did. So I don't know if this is from last week or this is tonight. Whoa, what concert do we have going on in the background? That's okay. It's Motley Crue. Michelle, I just watched it too. They were a total bunch of douche. Michelle thinks they were douchebags. I guess they probably were douchebags, Motley Crue. But I don't know. It's like, wow. They were so crazy out there. Like, they were the first metal band that just was nuts. Like, just going insane with the whole, trash in hotel rooms and that kind of stuff. And they really are lucky they survived, actually. Because, yeah, they're lucky they survived. So anyway, Rickmeister, what's up, buddy?
I'm just waiting for my spot time.
Before you know
What
it,
is
you'll
that,
be a
Mr. Leroy?
brand new girl.
It's me forgetting to mute the news page here, So anyway, you ready, Rick? Are you ready for this, man? This is big time for you.
I'm scared, but do it. Roll it.
All right, here we go. And now, with the news on the Leroy and Earl Show, it's your co-host, Ricky Dixon. Take it away, Rick.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Lacey gentlemen, thank you. And tonight's news, and we're going to start with a space flight is activating herpes.
Now you're laughing.
Well, it's funny. That's the headline. CNN as space flight is activating herpes in astronauts. So apparently, the longer astronauts spend in space, the more likely they are to have viruses like herpes and chickenpox and shingles reactivate to that. What?
Shingles?
Well, that's French for shingles, my big friend.
Don't start acting smart on me.
All right, sorry. So yeah, apparently, if you're an astronaut and you fool around, you get the herpes, then you probably gonna spread it to your fellow astronauts.
That's good. All right, what else you got going on?
And in celebrity news, Sam Smith. You know who Sam Smith is?
I think I know, but I'm not positive. He's like a singer, right?
I actually have no idea who he is. And I didn't look it up.
Okay.
That wasn't that funny.
It was funny. Continue. Doesn't matter. If someone's listening, they know who Sam Smith is.
Sam Smith says he does not identify as a male or a female, and reveals that he once considered a sex change.
Oh, this would have more. Well, there's a picture of him. I guess we could show this to our YouTube audience, right? I guess they can see that. There, that's Sam Smith. We could I'll just leave that up there so the people that are watching can get a break from the Motley Crue concert, and they can see what you're doing there, Rick. So this is Sam Smith. He sings a lot of, I guess, I don't know his popular songs, but anyway, go on.
Yeah, he opened up about it being being non-binary, which makes sense to me.
You meant to say makes no sense to you, right?
That's what I said.
Right. Okay. So
he says that he does identify as male or female, as he floats. He floats.
Well, I'm seeing what you're saying. Are you going to read the rest of it?
Floats between the two?
Yes. I see where you... So, when your brain doesn't say things, when stuff doesn't come out, it isn't just because it's not in your brain. When you read things, you don't see it all.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I got to get in and get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got to make it happen.
So you're saying just leave stuff out, like, between the two?
I didn't think that was relevant.
Okay. I get it. So Sam Smith is, oh, wait a minute. I can't do this because I'm going to put up people's phone numbers on Trello. Hold on. I'll move it real quick. Don't look on Trello. I can't move it. Oh, back to the Motley Crue concert.
Yeah, do you...
Shut up. I don't need to hear it. Listen, what's your next damn news story?
Okay, this next one's pretty funny. I think it is. Anyway, you show the picture of this, Mr. Leroy, because people going to want to see that. Where'd it go? There it is. Nine labor and delivery nurses at a main hospital, or they're all pregnant at the same time. Why is your jaw dropped?
I just want to know who the doctors are at that place.
I think they're married. That's not the doctors banging them.
So what's going to happen when they all go into labor at the same time, and other people need to give birth to their kids?
I don't know, but according to the story here, the nine nurses at the main, they're all pregnant at the same time from the same doctor.
That is not what that says. I'm having a difficult time working the knobs and the mouse and all this at the same time. That's not what that says. They're not all pregnant from the same doctor.
Well, that would be the show of the week, would it?
It would. It sounds like a soap opera or something. So I'm going to switch this back before I go back to this, because I don't want to give out people's phone numbers, which I have done in the past. Not that it matters. What else is going on, Ricky, buddy?
Well, in NFL news, real quick, Gronkowski retired from the Patriots, and the NFL has announced that their opening game for next 19th season will be the Packers and the Bears at the Soldiers of the Field.
So, Packers-Bears are playing opening night, which is usually the winning team from the Super Bowl usually plays, right?
That's what they normally have done, but this is 100 years of NFL. So they're doing the oldest rivalry with just the Packers and the Bears. And I got a trivia question, Mr. Leroy.
You have a trivia question.
It's NFL.
All right, hit me with it. Well,
which franchise is the oldest? Now you got to think about oldest operating, not like the oldest name that's been around. So keep in mind that teams change cities and leave stuff. So which was the oldest operating NFL franchise?
All right, let me think for 1 minute. I'm going to guess it's probably not the Packers or the Bears, because those are right up there. So I'm going to say the Cleveland Browns.
Wrong. You'll try again?
No, I'm just going to keep guessing, so you just tell me.
It's the Arizona Cardinals.
No, it's not.
It is. It's the Arizona Cardinals, because they started they were the original Chicago Bears, but they were the Chicago Cardinals. They were the first ones. There's other teams that started, but they quit, and they didn't make,
Don't know. Wow. Well, that's interesting. Interesting for, NFL fans. And we got some NFL fans that listen to the show. Dildano. I hope they still listen. I really do. So, I see you have one more news story up there, buddy. What you got?
Well, Apple is at it again, my friends. They have making a TV.
They're making a TV. They already have Apple TV.
This is called Apple TV Plus. Apple announced on Monday a new video streaming service.
Oh, really?
Apple TV Plus to compete with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and others. It also unveiled a credit card tied to Apple Pay and Apple News and stuff around there.
Yeah, that makes sense that they're tying a credit card with it. Yeah. Is this going to be like? So it's going to be like Netflix?
Well, I won't bore you with the details of this article that I actually read, but it's basically going to be like they're going to have Hulu on there and HBO and Showtime, along with some original content, which I'm sure will blow ape.
You think Apple's going to put out stuff that blows ape?
Probably.
So I heard that Disney's coming out with one too sometime this year.
That's correct, and they're gonna hurt Netflix. Pretty bad, because a lot of stuff that's on Netflix is owned by Disney, and yeah, so Netflix is gonna be on a crunch time.
Crunch time for Netflix, he said. All right, is that all for the news, my friend?
Yeah, that's all I got for this week on the Leroy and Ricky Show.
We're still calling it the Leroy and Earl Show.
That's bull.
Easy. We're still calling it the Leroy and Earl Show in honor of Earl, who without whom the show would be nothing. The show wouldn't exist without Earl Lemus Tate, and I can't take that music anymore. So, yeah, if you want to call and talk to me, you can anytime, 330-474-9833. One of the things that I've been debating, excuse me, I got to blow my nose. One of the things, that's gross. Sorry, Michelle. One of the things I've been debating, I'm going to go over here to the chat and see what's up with Michelle, is not doing a live show anymore. I'm sorry, Michelle, that I am not keeping up with your, she's asking me questions about the about the news stories that Ricky read. I can't, I'm sure you can understand what I'm doing here. I need tuna. I need tuna. But anyway, what was I saying, Rick?
You were going to say something about the live show.
Yeah, I really like doing this live, but I don't like having to do it. You know what I mean?
You'd rather do it all the way?
No, I didn't mean have, like having.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. It's goofy.
Well, Leroy, if this is going to work, we got to come to an agreement.
Okay, well, you're in. Michelle says that's okay. It's just more for talking to myself. It's understandable. Sometimes on the show, I feel like I'm talking to myself. Looking at you right now, you goof nuthead, I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Well, how do you think I feel? I feel like I'm talking to myself too sometimes. You've treated me so poorly on the show for so many years that,
Don't start talking like you're smart.
Is this going to work between us?
I don't know. It's still in its infancy. We're still seeing.
Well, I feel like you need an attitude change if this is going to be something that's properly acted out.
I think you're right. Sorry.
Don't laugh. It's not funny.
It is funny. What you said made no sense.
It made sense in my head when I said it out to you loud.
Tommy Lee is going off on the drums. This is an old concert. Old. 83. Yeah, this is like before they were really that famous. Shot at the devil, probably. Yeah, anyway, sorry. Like I said, I need to move that so I can't see it. There we go. Anyway, what I was saying about going live. I like going live, but I'm under the pressure to go live. And, the people that donate to the show don't listen live. Michelle's the only one that listens live. So, and I greatly appreciate the fact that she listens live. I don't know. I talk about this every week now, and I shouldn't because it's boring and stupid. Almost as...
Don't say as stupid as me, because that's the kind of stuff you said on the old show. This, Mr. Leroy, I'm trying to knock on something that makes noise. This is the new show. This is the Leroy Ricky Show.
It's not the Leroy.
It is. Okay? You could call it a Leroy Earl. Earl left you hanging again.
He retired. He fulfilled his commitment, and I have an Xbox One sitting over there that I haven't used in 6 months that I bought, and he fulfilled his commitment to do the show. So, whatever you were saying, I don't like it. I don't care.
I think you should move on.
I think you're right. So, anyway, one of the things I'm doing on the show now is I'm not worried about trying to make it a whole hour long, okay? Some nights I'm not going to have any material. Some nights I'm not going to do the show. Ricky's going to probably have some news every week. Maybe we'll have some other people come in and do the news. I think that'll be a good way to go. Have the guests do the news. And, maybe if some people could call. If somebody called me at 330-474-9833, I'd have something to talk about. But anyway, Phil Hendrie. If you've never heard of Phil Hendrie, you need to. If you like this show at all, you will love Phil Hendrie. Now, again, quickly, he started back in the 90s on terrestrial radio. He moved to satellite radio. Then he moved to just doing podcasts. He still does a podcast now, although it's much different than what he used to do. He used to host an actual radio show on AM terrestrial radio. He would do a voice that was a character, and then he was the host. and he would make it, and and his voices are incredible. He doesn't use any what?
I wanted. Well, we got to turn that knob faster.
I know.
He doesn't use a shift pitcher.
He doesn't use any effects other than he uses a phone like I do to make the person sound like they're on the phone, which was actually more relevant back then than it is now, because when people call on a cell phone, it doesn't have that sound. But anyway, he would set the show up. From the beginning, it would sound like a legitimate talk show. This guest is being interviewed, and then as it would go, it'd get a little weird, until it started getting crazy. And then people would call in, and they had no idea that the host and the guest were the same person, which is Phil Hendrie. So I'm gonna play a little clip. It's 16 minutes, 17 minutes long, so it's I'm gonna finish the show with it. But it's funnier than anything that I'm gonna do. So
that's the truthest of everything said.
I think I know what you just said, Rick, and I think you said that what I said is true.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm going to play this, and it's kind of starting right in the middle of this radio show, and Phil Hendrie is playing the part of Mavis Leonard, I believe, who is an elderly black lady, and I don't remember what the content is, but you'll pick up on it real quick. The audio quality is not great because this is from the early 90s. I think I'm going to do more playing of Phil's stuff because I love it and I want to share it with everybody, and it fills time content. I think the shift heads listening will get a kick out of it. So I'll start playing more recent stuff. When I say more recent, like from the 2000s and stuff. Enjoy it. So here's some Phil Hendrie with Mavis Leonard.
They're very nervous people.
I'll turn it up.
And they're nervous around blacks and Latins because black students, these Negroes are very loud and rambunctious. And I noticed that all these Negroes, they come on too strong and can be very off-putting, I think, to the young whites. And when you take a lot of young white people today who have that nervous condition where
we say nervous condition, it's almost as if they're afflicted with a disease, okay? I mean, certainly you can't take a group of people and generalize that way, where students can get together, talk one-on-one.
Well, they do, but they're subject to peer pressure.
Well, even despite the peer pressure.
Now, keep in mind, that's the same person talking right there. That's Phil Hendrie playing Mavis. Is it incredible how he goes back and forth like that? That's amazing. What?
You can't do that.
I know I can't do that. You don't have to point it out, you jackass.
Pressure.
Well, I don't think so. I think, again, if you're talking in generalization, you're talking about, for instance, how the white flight, well, that's a group of white people who leaving. And I'm saying that a group of white people will leave the school system because these Negroes that they're encountering are very, very loud, and
all right, so they're loud and they're rambunctious and
they're flamboyant, and that puts white people off right away. And just something I've noticed that the school system and the integration of the school system went, I think, a little haywire when the Negroes began to get colorful and flamboyant and
now, keep in mind, he always setting it up to get people riled up. So he sets up a premise that's going to get people to call the show and be angry. If this gets boring, I'll stop, but I don't think it will.
Pushy in the school system.
All right, so we've got a lot of what you're calling a generation of young black people who are more ebullient, I guess, than the white kids that they're going to school with.
I would say so. Yeah, the whites just tend to be nervous.
All right, here is Santa Barbara on KFI AM 640. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I think this lady's coming off as a total racist. She's using all these stereotypes, and I didn't even know she was black until I called. I thought she was like some racist white woman.
How can I be racist? I'm a black woman.
Black people are racist too.
I taught school of a great many young black people.
Well, you're saying all these Negroes and colored people are very flamboyant.
How old are you, darling?
I'm 21.
You know that your generation of Negro is very flamboyant people. You're very colorful. You're very eccentric and extroverted. And that scares a young white people.
Right, but not all black people are like that.
But I'm saying the young high school students are.
You got your radio? I mean, have you got your window rolled down?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, she basically, you heard what she said.
I'm saying that all these young Negroes today.
Okay, well, we can't.
I think that's very stereotypical.
Can't hear you though, ma'am. But thanks for your call.
Okay.
1-800-5201-KFI in Orange County, 5201-KFI in L.A. County. It sounds a little stereotypical to me, too. I mean, the lady essentially was saying you're indulging in racial stereotype.
No, I don't think so. I think the young Negroes today, they know that they're a very proud young group of people, and that's a good thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think they have to understand that when they're being out there like they is, that will scare all the white children away. Now, I don't make this stuff up. It's all the truth. You know, I maybe speak the truth when I went to school, so I do not lie. When I'm just saying.
Well, but what about the charge that it's a racial stereotype?
Well, no, I don't think it is. I think if you put white students and black students together, black students always stand out more because they're loud and they're jumping around and they're flashing all their colorful pants and colorful shoes and hats and everything.
Now, what about the Latin students? Because there's more than white flight from blacks.
Well, the Latin students, they're perceived to be a little sneaky, and they sneak around a lot more, and I think that makes the whites nervous. The whites get nervous around all these Negroes and the Mexicans because they're very different from them, and the whites is nervous. And,
all right, well, if we're going to indulge in a stereotype, you're saying that blacks are out there, Mexicans are sneaky, and whites are nervous.
That could be the very crux of the problem, and I think if you address it on that level, I think you've gone a long way.
All right, Ventura on KFI AM 640. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Is this Phil?
Go ahead, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Go ahead.
I was talking with her earlier, and I got cut off.
Oh, that's your car phone, right.
Yeah, I was listening to her after I hung up, and I think what she's saying is right, although she kind of made a lot of stereotypes. But I think that white people do get nervous around, other nationalities and minorities.
That's right.
I do agree with that, but I don't know if you're saying that that's the reason why they're leaving the schools, or I don't know if you guys were discussing like the bilingual education.
No, I'm saying that the white people are leaving the schools because they're nervous around all the Negroes that are out there and all the colorful clothing and all that rap and everything,
Right.
And also the Mexicans tend to be a little bit sneaky on the sneaky side. The whites get nervous around there.
But I think another thing now is...
I have a hard time with this. The Mexicans are sneaky. What do you mean?
Well, the whites perceive Mexicans as sneaky. I'm not saying they is. They just think they are.
Well, that could be. I don't know how they perceive them. But
what about you?
Another reason that they're leaving these schools is...
You think Mexicans are sneaky?
The only Mexican I think is sneaky is Juan Moore, the board op for the John and Ken show. Other than that...
Oh, you got jokes. You got jokes. You're funny.
Well, go ahead, ma'am.
Well, I was saying is if another element that could be, why they're leaving is due to...
Whites leave because they're nervous.
Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Absolutely you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
You know full well that the white
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why is it that the blacks move? Why do
the show skipped to the next caller, but yeah.
Blacks move to the suburbs?
I'll tell you something else.
Keep in mind, this person I was arguing with Phil, thinking he's arguing with a different, an actual human. Kind of like when people used to think they would call this show and think they were talking to Father James when they were, they weren't.
Are they scared too of their own citizens?
Delgado's not going to like you.
You got a lot of high-class Negroes, or they're scared of these lower-class Negroes. You better.
Oh, now it's a class issue now.
This person been a class issue. It's always been a class. I suggest you read Das Kapital.
Well, I thought you were trying to say that it was a white issue.
The works of Karl Marx and read the works of Leon Trotsky because they talked about the class issue.
Hello?
Yeah.
All right, sir. I got to take a break.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now we're talking about Karl Marx?
Because it is class, and it's always been about class, not about race. But you got a lot of jumpy Negroes that make all the crackers jumpy. You got a lot of high-class Negroes want to leave for them jumpy, low-class Negroes.
Wait.
By the media, what's in the paper, to believe that every minority has some sort of high-flying, slap five, let's get it on attitude.
I got to just tell Phil something. Phil, don't ever try to interrupt two Negresses when they're talking, okay, Phil?
No, ma'am. I just feel that it's not fair to indict all minorities. You're making a very generalized statement.
But I'd like to say...
No, the Negroes, they all wear the zoot suits, all them flashy hats with that...
No, ma'am. No. That is the most stereotypical explanation I've heard of any minority. I think it's unfair to indict None of us are the same.
But
And what about the Superfly look with the wide brim hat and the feather in it?
Excuse me. I don't see that many kids going to school in Superfly hats.
Oh, come on.
You're trapped in a decade, ma'am.
Woman, you see all them Negroes with the pages on and the funny-looking overalls.
Not all black people have pages. Not all Spanish people have pages and cellular phones. That is stereotyping us further.
Now, Donna, you a teacher? Have you ever been a teacher around children?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
All them Negroes coming around.
That is
and
not
they got
true.
The cell phones, everything.
That is not true. Where they found you, I don't know. But I wish they had found someone a little younger and a little more in tune to what's really going on in these schools.
Well, all them Latinos drive the cars.
God bless the teachers. The black ones, the white ones, the Asian ones, and everyone. Because you're dealing with a peer group that is very difficult to control with hormones. And I'm saying that you are stereotyping every minority out here.
No, darling, you know you've seen all the Mexicans driving the car.
That is not true, ma'am. I have not seen all the Mexicans driving a car like that. You are stereotyping and doing more harm to minorities than what is already done to them in the media, on television, on radio, in print.
No, darling, I'm saying just back it down a little bit. Just have them Negroes back it down. That's all I'm asking them to do. And all them jumpy crackers.
That is not every black person you know, ma'am. Are you a mother or a grandmother?
I'm a grandmother and 9 grandmothers.
Are your children like that?
Of course not. My children. I've taught my children.
All right, that's my point. So your children are different. There are a lot of other people out here who have children that are different. I think it is a danger.
Well, I made that. Well, let me ask
There is a danger in stereotyping all minorities.
Can I ask you a question? You know, I made my children grow up and they was watching Brian Gumble. Now, there's a good black boy who's got a nice manner
about him. He's not a good black boy. He's a good man.
Well, he's a good black boy.
And he's very good at what he does. He's not a good black boy. He's a good man.
You know, and he ain't flamboyant. He don't drive no lowrider.
Well, ma'am, there are a lot of people out here that don't do that either. I think you are stereotyping on in these inner city schools. When you and when you have teachers, I think that maybe integration wasn't as good as it should have been. Because before we had it, there were good black teachers, there were role models in the community. The reason you see white flight is because they already know that when services are cut, their children are in jeopardy because they are not going to have the same benefit, because those things cost money, that they'd have taking the kids somewhere else. Hello, sir?
I love how he's constantly talking in the background.
Shut your mouth when two Negroes are talking, okay? Now, I want to tell this woman something.
No, I'm not going to tell this man to shut his mouth. I really much need his input. Do you hear me, sir?
Shut the hell up. I'm trying to...
Now, watch it, okay? Yeah, I hear you very well, ma'am. And I asked the teacher to be quiet and not be so insulting.
Well, this woman never shut her mouth. I'm trying to make a point about all that Brian Gumble and all them Negroes that are very low-key. You see what I'm saying about the low-key Negro?
Sir.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's out of control,
has a very low opinion of herself and of other minorities. I know many people, all different ages, all different classes, and this does them and their efforts at trying to raise their children and give them a good education a disservice. I do basically feel that it begins at home, and I think perhaps the age of women having children now and the stress of perhaps there being no man in the household and no man there as a family unit has caused a bit of a disintegration.
All right. What were you saying through all of that, the teacher?
I was going to say, you know that Eddie Murphy?
Right.
He scares the hell out of the crackers. Eddie Murphy's a scary black man. O.J. Simpson, flamboyant. Brian Gumble, low-key.
I don't refer to anyone as a cracker. I don't refer to anyone as a honky. I think that your terminology just by itself is pretty sad if you're a teacher.
What is with the buttons?
I hit the phone by mistake.
Hello?
Well, I couldn't hear anything that lady was saying. Could you repeat that, ma'am?
I think that to refer to people as a honky... sir,
are you doing that on purpose, ma'am?
No, I hit it by mistake.
I'm not hitting it, sir.
All right, go ahead.
I think that to refer to anyone as...
What is going on?
I'm hitting the phone by mistake.
Well, stop hitting it, ma'am.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You just don't want to hear me.
No, go right ahead.
I think to refer to anyone as a honk...
What is with the buttons?
I hit it by mistake. My cheek hit it.
Well, see, sir, this is just an attempt to keep me from saying what I have
Are you trying to censor this woman?
No, I'm not. I've got a handheld phone and my face hit it. That's all.
No, you see, this is a dangerous teacher. I wouldn't want her teaching my child. I wouldn't want her teaching any child. Do you hear me, sir?
I'm having a hard time.
I'm sorry.
Sir, I'm not doing this. This is this
I understand.
woman.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I think that her teaching...
Whoops, I'm sorry.
Stop it.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Because I think you need to listen now.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I wouldn't want you teaching any child. She doesn't want to hear the truth, sir. She doesn't want to hear the truth.
It hit by mistake.
This is a scary...
Excuse me.
If this is a teacher, then we all need to be afraid. I'm going to hang up now, sir.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I'm going to hang up now, sir.
I'm sorry.
This is very frightening.
Excuse me.
Are you playing a game with us here?
No, I'm not.
She obviously is, sir. Obviously. I'm trying to get what I have to say out, and she's hitting the phone.
Will you stop that infantile nonsense,
sir,
please?
Will you cut her off and just let me say what I have to say? If she wants
that number 7's a pain in the ass. I'm sorry about that.
No, this is intentional, sir. This is intentional. Are you there, sir?
I'm right here, and I think she's being very childish.
I think that because perhaps the media... Sir,
will you knock it off? Okay. Will you? I'm putting her on hold.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
I think perhaps the media... I mean, you put her on hold,
Jonah, would you please put her on hold, okay, or have Tony Dinkle come in and disconnect the line. Go right ahead, ma'am.
I think perhaps the media... You realize that
I said to put her on hold. Is there something wrong with the phone? Put her on line 7 is where she is.
I hit it.
Yeah, right, you hit it. Line 7. Go ahead, ma'am.
I think that perhaps the media that portrays a lot of the inner city hip-hop is perhaps out of line.
Well, somebody's hitting the button. Are you doing that, ma'am?
Yes, she is.
No, are you doing it? Because she's on hold.
Okay, I'm not doing it, sir. I think that the teacher is perhaps... I'm not doing it, sir. I don't know where it's coming from. She's obviously not on hold.
Would you please put her on hold? Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
No, the other... Is the teacher there?
She must be, and she's not answering, because I certainly am not doing it.
All right, ma'am. I'm awfully sorry, because we've got 7 incoming lines, and somehow I can't disconnect her line.
Okay, sir. All I'm saying...
Is this 911? Hello?
Hello?
Is this 911?
No, it is
this
not.
911? What is wrong with you?
I called 911. Please send a paramedic here.
For what?
I'm not feeling good.
Well, what? Is this Miss Leonard? Miss Leonard, is that you?
Yes, is this Mr. Hendrie?
Yeah.
I need 911.
Are you? I think you're doing this on purpose to keep this lady from talking. I really think...
Please, Mr. Hendrie.
I'm sorry, sir.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Oh, please help me.
I really don't.
Is there a way we can
trace her? If she's a teacher, then we're all in jeopardy.
Please help me, please. Please help me, please.
Is that the woman calling for help? Look, I need to take a break here.
That's
I apologize.
obviously the teacher calling for help. Would you like me to hang up, sir?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind. I've got to get...
All right, sir. Sorry.
Thank you for your very intelligent and well-thought call.
Thank you.
It's Phil Hendrie Show, KFI.
Oh, Lord, help me.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. Jonah, find out...
Is she gone?
What?
Is she gone?
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, I was saying...
Oh, come on, will you? Quit screwing around.
Let me tell you about the ornamentals and how calculating they are. And
the what?
The ornamentals.
What the hell's an ornamental?
The Asians.
You mean the Orientals?
Right.
She said it like I would say it.
You are... I would never want you teaching my child.
Child, have you been around a scheming Oriental? They always got.
Why would you refer to them as scheming?
They always got a
You are so racist, and I am.
I
would like to apologize to all the listeners out there because you are not representing the African American race.
Well, I'd like to apologize to your ass because you calling in being mean to me.
I'm not being mean to you. I am voicing my opinion just like you are.
Now, darling, you know that Asian is nothing but a black man with his eyes closed. And
that is so
oh God, that is so wrong, so terribly wrong.
That is terribly. Why can't you learn from them? Why don't you open your eyes and your mind to learn from them?
Let's open my eyes. Try to get the Asians to open their eyes. They're glued shut all the time.
Okay, that's fine. I can't stand it anymore.
She has absolutely no sense whatsoever, and this is exactly why I'm living. Right now,
yes, ma'am.
All black people are not like that.
Of course not, and I think we're all trying to find that as subculturally as we may be.
Oh, shut up, white boy. You don't know what you're talking about.
Will you hang up on her?
I'll tell you one thing.
Oh, my God.
I learned how to cook a mean dog from the Asians, and I'll tell
Okay, that's it.
You know what?
Yeah.
And this is exactly why our school districts are as bad as they are right now.
Thanks for...
I am trying desperately to get my son out of the Compton School District, and he will eventually be out of the school system. It's horrible because of teachers like this. Teachers like this. Listen to her. This is so juvenile.
Doberman kebab. You ever had it?
Okay, thank you. KFI Los Angeles, more stimulating talk radio.
You've got the ears, we've got the...
Thanks.
I think we're gonna be friends. Special friends. And when I'm with friends,
Special friends.
I know how this goes. I like to sing, dance, pretend, and yeah, fun.
All right, this is the Leroy and Earl Show, the Adult Cartoon Podcast. We're live every Wednesday now at 6:30 or 6:45, maybe sometime around 6:30. We're going to be live on YouTube. That was the great Phil Hendrie. He's still doing a podcast if you're interested in listening to what he does. He doesn't take live callers anymore. He does the whole show by himself with all his different characters. Go to philhendrieshow.com. I should promote it because, if he finds out I'm playing his stuff on here, he's going to probably sue me, but that's all right. I'm not making a dime off of it. Technically, I'm making $9.48 a month. So, anyway, that's the show for tonight. Thanks for listening, Michelle. Thanks for everyone else who supports the show. And we watched, for the most part, a Motley Crue concert there the whole time. So I thought I would end the show with this. We'll see you next week, shift heads, if I don't take the week off. You never know.
Hi, this is Christopher Walken. Please go to Leroy and Earl's PitchShift.com and listen to their podcast. It's full of news, weather, and other useless shit.
That's funny. It was off.
Yeah, kickstart my water rocket.
Shut up.
Wow! Christopher Walken here again. Go to Leroy and Earl's PitchShift.com right now and click the donate button. If you don't, I'll have to stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
Oh, turn it down. We got a phone call coming in. I probably shouldn't take a call during the ending credits, but what the hell? Who's this on the Leroy and Earl Show?
That's Father James. What's going on, boys?
Hey, we're ending the show now, Father James. Real quick, what's up?
Well, that's why I called. I was listening there to, you're ending the show with, go to LeroyandEarl'sPitchShift.com, but it's LeroyandEarl.com. You should edit that.
I should edit that, and maybe someday I will. But I rarely use that clip, so can you forgive me, Father James?
Oh, Lord Jesus, I suppose so, lad, I'll forgive you. But, you're still doing this, huh? I figured after, 2 or 3 weeks you'd be done.
Well, this is my third week, technically, on my own, so... yeah, I'm still doing it. I don't feel like doing it, but then when I sit down and start doing it, I'm feeling pretty good. So I like it. Michelle keeps me motivated, listening live, and you never know. Other people might start listening live. You never know. This show might take off bigger than it did when Earl was on it.
Well, that's highly unlikely.
I'm aware of that.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Talk later, Father James. Maybe you can come on next week.
I'll make a point of it. I'll get really sloppy, rat-ass drunk before I come on the show. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect. See ya.
Goodbye. Yeah, Tyler James.
I don't know what video this is. So as you heard, if you go to LeroyandEarl.com, you can click the donate button, or you can just, click links there, listen to old shows, and keep up with what's going on with the show, even though there'll be no new information on that website. That's Ozzy. Yeah. LeroyandEarl.com. I want to listen to Leroy and Earl.
Goodbye.